Well, I think it's so important, especially in southern Ontario, where there's so much construction and so much populace, that we've got to save the trees and the nature and the flora and the fauna and the creatures. And there's got to be a place for that. And thank goodness Rare is there.
Regardless of your background or where you're from, you're able to participate in different events, and just the opportunity also for our natural biodiversity to thrive. Having that 900 acres of sensitive land to protect and conserve is really special.
If I were to describe Rare in one word, it would be family. So Rare is family with a common goal, and that goal is sustainability. Be it biodiversity conservation or community gardening and engagement, education or reconciliation and Indigenous resurgence. I think every staff or Rare advisor or community member plays a key role in meeting that common goal of sustainability.
I go canoeing down the Grand River and past a lot of the lands that are protected by Rare. And I like seeing the natural scenery, and I'm happy that my children are going to be able to do the same thing and see that, and not condos.
I would say that one of the most memorable things that stands out to me were some of the butterfly species that I saw for the first time, not only in the region, but just in general. It was the first time I'd seen them in my life. So it's always, exciting to see a lifer.
The first project I did up at the Springbank Farm was with my students, and it was a beautiful piece of land high on a ridge overlooking the Grand River. And I wanted my students to understand how my ancestors lived on that landscape, because there's no evidence of it. We built biodegradable, completely biodegradable grand longhouses in the landscape. And they don't exist anymore, obviously, because in our relationship with the earth, we let things go back to the earth, which is something that a lot of people on this planet don't do. To me, Rare has a world connection. It will in time become a very important, I don't want to call it institution, but a very important initiative to sustainability, resistance to climate change, because we live here on this land beautifully. We're in a very benevolent piece of land. Of all places on the planet, this is very special.
I would say that Rare is this extraordinary little gem in an area that is so built up. There's a golf course across the river, downtown Cambridge is just down the road, the little village of Blair is right there. And then you have Rare, this extraordinary piece of land that still has old growth forest, that has streams, that has important research happening on it, all of these amazing types of landscapes right there in the center of this incredibly densely populated area. And this is a very rare thing.
I was there when they first bought the place from Guelph University, when it was Crookston's conservation. And I've gone to different hikes and different educational promotion and speakers. I've learned a lot. It's been marvelous. And I've met wonderful people, just wonderful people. And the staff is super duper.
They're fundamentally a very good organization. And if you want to leave some kind of a legacy, it's a wonderful opportunity. And we like to think that, we are doing some good for the community.
And it's just taking land that we had and it's protecting it forever. You know, it's something that we weren't sure. We had 45 acres that was unused, and just knowing that it'll be there and it'll stay green and undeveloped and so on, that was important to us.
I really admire what, you know, the organization is trying to achieve in terms of like conservation and supporting research. Those are things that I implement in my day-to-day job every day. So I think it's an important, you know, organization to support locally.
My background is fuel cell technology. Is green energy and sustainability are things that are incredibly important to me. And you guys come at it from a different angle, right? It is in a lot of what I do professionally, I'm able to see companies that are developing technology to make things greener, reduce our carbon footprints. You guys are coming in from a position of saying, look, we need to protect what we have. And not only that protection, but as I've mentioned before, is sort of getting the next generation excited. Is Every Child Outdoors is just such a fantastic program, and let's make sure that not only are we leaving a world behind for our kids that they can enjoy, but that they have got the right mindset to say, look, we need to continue to protect this for our kids.
But you know, when I'm on the landscape and I go from our school to Rare, and I go down Blair Road, and I see the pieces of architecture there, and then at the end is your headquarters, your offices. They're so modest. They're so modest. You know, I said, Stephanie, you should restore this building. It's very charming. No, we're going to keep it modest. We're not about architecture. We're about nature. And so that's another thing that I think Rare represents to me, humility. And this is one of the things that attracts me, because I know in humility that we are allowed to receive deep truths. And that's what's happening.